right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. If you're out there, you can hear me okay. Say good evening in the comments, please. Thank you very much. I'm Kimberly Winborn, Kimberly Winborn LLC. But tonight I am representing my nonprofit Beauty 180 Incorporated because we have an amazing event coming up this Friday, and this is the pre-show. Oh, boop, oh, boop, 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 oh, boop, boop. This is the pre-show, so I would love for you to share this out. I will be bringing up some amazing guests, literally right now. So, are you here? Those who are here, can you say good evening, hello, something in the comments? Shout out where you're from so we can say hello to you as well. Good evening. Okay, good evening to you. And if you would like for us to see your name, please give StreamYard permission, all right? Or either put your name beside who you are. All right, so share it on out, share it on out. Again, Kimberly Winborn, founder and visionary of Beauty 180 Incorporated, as well as the Praying SheE.O. I'm going to go ahead and get started with our pre-show by bringing up our two MCs for the night. We have an event coming up this Friday called the Gospel Music and Fashion Explosion, right? And everybody couldn't join tonight, but for those who could, who are going to be a part of this event, I certainly appreciate them for being here. And we're going to just have a good time tonight. And hopefully, you will as well. Al, I think we need your. Okay. Such a distraction. All right, so I'm gonna bring up first Jay Dwayne Garnett of Love is a Parable, who is one of our MCs for the evening. Welcome, Jay Dwayne.
Thank you for having me. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, everybody? So Jay Dwayne is the founder of Love is a Parable, which is a nonprofit that I love and have been a part of supporting in one way or another for several years now. So I'm really excited to have him and to continue to be able to work together. So welcome, Jay. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring up our second MC, who's already in the comments, Al the Great.
Hello,
Al the Great.
hello.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, everybody. I hope you are excited about this gospel event like I am.
Yes, yes. So Al and I have been in partnership as well for quite some time. We've done the podcast together, we've done events together, and both Jay and Al are great friends. And so Al is the founder of Good Steward Apparel, which is a fashion and would you say accessories too, right? Fashion and accessories line with three different brands. And so we're excited to have Al. Did I get that correct?
Yes,
Yes.
I
Okay.
take it. I take it.
You'll take it. Okay. Because, hats and shoes. All right. And then next we have Latanya Miori. Now, Latanya is one of our featured singers, national recording artist. She is amazing. I believe Latanya is a staple in my life. Every time I think of having an event and I think of a voice that I want to hear, I always think of Latanya Miori. She has been singing at several of my events for I don't even know how long now. It's been years. So welcome, Latanya.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Kimberly.
Absolutely. Excited to have you. All right. And then lastly, that I know of. Now we may have some pop-ins. There's a couple of people, they have the link, but they did have a few things going on because, like I said, we have national recording artists, we have speakers and coaches and just all types of stuff. And so a couple people may be able to join us later, maybe not. But we have the speaker for the evening who is going to give us a powerful message as we end this year. And that is Tanika Speaks.
Hello. Happy to be
Hello.
here tonight. Thanks for having me, Kimberly. Hello, everybody.
Absolutely. So thank you everybody for being here this evening. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's say hello to the people because People in the audience are saying hello. Good evening, beautiful. Latanya said hello to everyone. Ashley Cherry is in the house. Hey, good people. We got somebody else who said good evening. So, to everyone who is in the audience, if you don't mind, if you could please share, and invite some other folks to join the conversation with us this evening. So, we are here to talk about the gospel music and fashion explosion event. So, guys that are here, what are you most excited about when it comes to this event? How about we start with our
Well,
MCs?
Oh, I'm just excited about any opportunity that people can come together for just one common purpose. And this is a good one. Like, I mean, it's gospel, but it's also fashion. My faith is very sacred to me, but also I do like to, dress up a little bit, get a little dapper every now and then. So I think that those things are great, but coming together just to fellowship and be around good people because life can be tough. And I think
Mhm.
finding something positive to do, something that is high energy, high impact, and is also giving back. I'm just excited that I'll be having fun, but giving back while having fun at the same time.
Yes. I think that's I echo that, Jay. Anybody else? Al, what you think?
I think anytime I can get together with Jay and Kimberly is a great time for me.
Oh,
But no, I'm happy that I think it's good to end off the year. I think this is a great idea, a great event to end off the year or go into the end of the year, uh, just worshiping. Like what? No better way to end this year. And I'm sure for some people this has been kind of a rough year, and we know the power of worship. So let's go to the end of this year, this last quarter, you know, with a period, with the worship.
with an exclamation point and a period. I love it. Tanika or Latanya, what are you most excited about?
I am super excited about the fellowship, and I am holding on to a word to share with the people. As a visionary, I think it's very important to finish the year strong. And so I really want to deliver this word because I think it's going to inspire people and it's definitely going to add to the night as we are fellowshipping, hearing beautiful songstress and individuals sharing their talents. And so I'm looking forward to just being in the mix of all the people and the excitement and the festivities of the holiday season. And so I think this is a good way to just indulge in the holiday season.
Yes, I agree. I cannot wait for this word too. And
I have been doing everything to not share anything because I'm like holding it. And sometimes when I get excited about it, I just want to talk about it, but I'm going to be quiet about it.
hold it, zoop zoop.
And you know me, I'm like, can I get a sneak preview?
I know.
Okay, don't do it. Don't do
Like I was
it.
waiting for it
Don't
too. I
do
was
it.
thinking we were gonna get a sneak preview.
So we can get
See,
through
you
the
should have
week.
said that in the back. Yeah.
Right. We need to get through the rest of the week.
Okay. Oh, I
Yes.
know.
And then what about you, Latanya? What are you looking forward to?
I echo everything that everyone else said. This is one
Mhm.
of my most favorite times of the year. When I wrote the song, one of the songs that I will be ministering, "The Greatest Gift," my Christmas single, the
Mhm.
first line that I sing is, "It's the most wonderful time of the year." But at that time, I didn't realize that this time of the year is can be a very depressing moment for some people. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this being an opportunity for people to be inspired and just receive some light from us. Come out and have fun and fellowship with
Yeah.
one another.
Absolutely. I love that you said that because it is true. And that's one of the reasons why when I had the idea, we were still in the midst of COVID the first time, 2021. And, people were still a little nervous about going out, but also at the same time wanting to be out of the house and do things again. And I just had this idea of bringing everybody together in community to end the year off strong. We had heard of a lot of depression, we had heard of a lot of suicide, and all these other things. And it was like, well, what is the value of community? And how can community come together not only to support each other in our personal lives, but also our professional lives, because then we have vendors, and we have people connecting and networking and creating relationships that they cultivated from there. So um, that was why I created that event. So what you're saying is like right on point with the end of the year, sort of like bringing community together and that good time feeling. And I just love dancing and singing and partying and worship, right? So, well, that's partying to me. Okay, I digress.
It count.
So
It
anyway,
count.
but we do want to, let's talk about you got to be specific out here in these social media streets. But one of the things that I do want to talk about, guys, we've already talked about what we're excited about, but can we talk about the significance of like worship, the significance in your life? Is that something that when you're down or when you got a few things going on, you turn on some music, or let's talk a little bit about the value of community and worship. Anybody got anything burning when it comes to that?
I think we should let Tanika go first. I feel like it's burning.
You know, I am sitting here. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm not gonna say anything. You are pulling on me. That is not fair. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I know that there are going to be a lot of awesome, phenomenal people coming to this event this weekend. And I think that worship is significant because it opens you up as a person.
Mm-hmm.
It makes available, you know, your ability to express yourself, your ability to connect with community. Because when we begin to network, you just never know who you're going to interact with. So I think the setting of worship is super important. And so in this particular way, but personally, worshiping early, like in the morning, is significant to my life because it sets the course for my day. And yeah, so that's what I'll share.
Yes. Yes, I love that you mentioned that's how you start your day. And so, as we're focusing on starting our day, ending our year, one of the things I want those who are in the audience to sort of think about is how do you want to end your year? Because that's supremely important to how you begin it, right? Um, how you end it is supremely important to how you begin it. And one of the things that I know as an entrepreneur is getting that last month, right? Is getting with the right people. Go to the very end with making new connections, with trying to, all of us are sort of many entrepreneurs or many people who are in business or many people who are just work, day to day, whatever. You're trying to finalize stuff, right? You're trying to get your decorations up. You're trying to do all these different things. And sometimes we forget to just breathe and enjoy life and enjoy the moments and really take a step back. And that's what this event is about, just taking a moment and sort of stepping back and breathing and having a having a minute to, yes, you got to think about all those other things, you got that last thing that you need to do, but taking a moment to just sort of like breathe and just soak and take everything in. So we are gonna have let's see, Kim Person, who is a national recording artist. We have Marcel Anderson, who's also a national recording artist, who will be featured singers. And then we have open mic. So y'all gonna, I know Latanya is performing, is gonna bless us already. So Jay and Al, y'all gonna get up there, while y'all are emceeing and do a little open mic.
I think it would be good for everybody if we can end the year with everybody still being able to hear. So I don't think
Oh
anybody
well.
wants to hear me sing.
That
You had to break
would be
out with a rap.
nice.
You look like a rapper right now.
No,
I'm joking.
call my manager.
Call your manager. Okay. I believe she might be on live. But yeah, Jay, what about you?
I don't see that in my spirit.
You don't see that?
Um, I don't see that in my spirit. But I'm
Yeah.
happy to see what will happen.
Yeah.
Um, because Kim, you have an amazing voice as well.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and
so I
thank
would love to
Yes.
you.
see you get on that mic
Thank
and
you.
do some things, and maybe you can get the whole group together.
Oh, that would be nice if they
Uh-oh.
could come. I did sing at the last one with my daughter Sophie, and so hopefully she will, want to participate. I'm trying to convince her. You don't force the children, But so I maybe will. But I love a good hymn, a good old church song. I'm old school.
What's your favorite hymn,
Yes.
Kim?
I don't even know that I have a favorite, but I'll break out in a minute, act like I got a fake tambourine and be doing the double and triple clapping. I don't even know that I have a favorite. Probably
Mine is
go ahead. What's your
leaning,
favorite?
leaning on his
On the
everlasting
everlasting
arms. Number
Oh
leaning.
two,
yes.
hymn to 211.
Okay.
Oh, he
Oh,
know
he
the
know
Wow.
number
the
too. Okay.
I love
If
that,
you grew up
Jay.
Baptist, you knew it.
You just went up a notch in my book because I always say that
Yes.
I'm a hymnal girl. Like, turn to page 356 in your book.
Right. Look,
Saved and
look,
secure.
followed
Uh-oh.
by blessed
Oh
assurance.
yes, that's my favorite.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think so the joy of the Lord is my strength. I don't know if that's a hymn, but it's a song that I love. I call everything a hymn from before 1996. So I don't care what it is. I call it a hymn. But I'm joking. Not. So, but yeah, I really love the joy of the Lord is my strength. It's a great reminder in the middle of the day, in the beginning of the day, at night, especially a long day, long week, to be reminded that the joy of the Lord is my strength. And my mom used to sing it around the house all of the time. Oftentimes she would wake us up in the morning singing that. So I'm excited about open mic. We had Darnell Andre Grady in the crowd. He said, "Hey everybody, excited about Friday."
Well,
He is actually going to be one of the open mic artists, one of the open mic featured artists, along with Tresenda Wilson Payne, who participated last year. And so I'm
Yeah.
excited about them returning and finding value in that. So one of the things that we also said that we would sort of chit chat about this evening is the vendors and the opportunities that are left. So we're still selling tickets. Everybody here has a code, right? So if you are friends, you don't have your ticket, and you are friends with any of these folk, reach out to them so you can get the code, so you can get their discount. I'm going to put how you can register in the up here in just a moment. But if you reach out to one of them by following them, so why don't everybody tell us how people can reach out to you and how they can follow you so they can know, hey, I want to get my code, I want to get my ticket, and save a little bit of money. It's 50% off by connecting with one of these people. That's all you have to do. So, Tanika, how can people get in contact with you?
They can reach me direct message on Facebook under Tanika Speaks.
Okay. And Al.
Can I just say, Kimberly, that's that new age parenting that you don't make kids do stuff. It worked. It worked for the Jacksons, Kimberly. It worked for the Jacksons. Make
To
social
make
get
them
out
do
there.
stuff. We really gonna use the Jacksons as an example of how that works. No, 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 no. It's always
No, don't
better
do
if
that.
they feel like it's their idea. It's always better. Okay, go ahead. How can we get in touch with
So
you?
everybody, you can reach out to me at one Al the Great. There are a lot of Al the Greats, but I am the one Al the Great on just all social media pages.
I love that you did that, and thank you so very much. All right, and then Latanya.
Yes, you can find me at Latanya Miori. You can direct message me as well.
Okay, awesome. So they saying direct message, y'all. You got access. And then Jay.
you can find me on All Things Love is a Parable. It is there spelled for you on the screen. Just put the letters together. You can find me. You can even Google me. Hashtag that thing, Love is a Parable. You'll find me, or go to the website if you don't know, loveisaparable.com. Look at the bottom and hit subscribe. And I've already put some information out there about the event. So let's connect.
Awesome. Okay, so scrolling across the screen, you will see everybody's information. So if you are friends with any of these people and or wish to connect with them, then make sure to take down their information so that you can get that code for your discount. Now, there was one floating around here that was open mic, but that ended today. So you still have, well, will end today at 11:59. So you can still use the code open mic, but after that, you're gonna have to make a connection with one of these featured artists in order to be able to save. So the point of this, and I want to be clear, Beauty 180 is a nonprofit that supports disenfranchised women, which supports disenfranchised communities and families, right? If a woman is disenfranchised, often times her community also suffers. I think we all can know and understand that women are nurturers of the village. Not no knocking men, but we do know that women are nurturers of the village. And so a lot of women deal with homelessness, domestic violence scenarios. We got a lot of single mothers, right? And women coming out of prison. But one of the things that we believe in doing is helping women through rehabilitation, personally, professionally, and financially. All of our events support that initiative. Every single dollar that comes in supports that goal, that initiative. And we want to get a building as soon as possible. We're raising funds all the time. But if you don't want to donate at all, that's fine. Come to the event and have some fun, because that's also a way to feed your soul. If you have a woman that you know that is struggling, that you would like to sponsor, or you know that would really use something like this to encourage and support them, please reach out to us. And we do also try to sponsor women, or you can reach out to us to just pay for a couple tickets and we'll lend them over to somebody who needs it. There's always somebody with a need. And guess what? As long as we've been doing this, somebody always reaches out and says, hey, I would love to donate to be able to support someone. I can't go. And literally within like 20 minutes, or it had been 15 minutes or a day before that, the connection happens. And that's such a blessing. So that's what we do, and that's what Beauty 180 is all about. The Praying SheE.O is the ministry component of that. So this event is the Praying SheE.O, which is under Beauty 180, presents this occasion, this event. So I wanted to explain that for everybody who didn't know what was going on. Then we also have fashion. Now, our fashion guru, it can't be here tonight. She's always serving and giving, but she launched her company a long time ago, and it's sort of like relaunching. And as her sisters and as her family, we wanted to be able to support that. And so I said, let's add a fashion show. Let's support you so you don't have to do this alone. And so Rhonda Kozar is going to be doing the fashion component. She's got her models, and that's under Jules Network. Jules Vintage, sorry, Jules Vintage Boutique. And so that's the fashion component, which I'm very excited about. All right, so we got Tara Henry, Team Tara. Hi, Tara, how are you? Beautiful you. Norris Bridges, hello, Norris. Hopefully you've gotten your ticket, Norris. Hi, Al Howard. Okay, Tessa. All right. And then Al is putting stuff in the comments. Trying to shoot your shot. Oh my gosh. If you get to know this one, obviously, you're going to get some jokes and have a little bit of fun. But let's go back to that. Why is the worship significant for you all, which is what this event is all about? That's what this event is all about. Worship in various capacities. Worship through giving as an entrepreneur. Worship through two entrepreneurs. Worship through giving to a nonprofit that supports community. Worship to giving to community of yourself, right? Worship literally in song or dance, or sharing your gifts. And so, what is that to you? Okay, Jay Dwayne wants us to know that he can be found at loveisaparable.com, on all social media platforms at Love is a Parable as well. And he said worship for him requires intimacy, like you not here, like you can't come off the microphone.
Well, I didn't know you was gonna read it. I was engaging Tim. And she didn't read. Like I'm engaging the people.
I appreciate it. Yes, I love the engagement. All right, anybody in the audience down for an open mic? Now, you may not be able to make this event, but do you have a gift or a talent that you're sitting on? Nobody gonna raise your hands because then you think I'm gonna come over into your inbox probably and ask you. But I know I was that person. Anybody here ever sat on a gift or a talent? Anybody in the room? Tanika, Jay, Al, Latanya, and the Lord sort of pushed you out, whether it was him speaking or you heard it through somebody, he sent somebody else.
I think
I would like to speak on what you said about worship, though.
Hmm.
I think one of for me, the biggest significance of worship is that there aren't many opportunities that we can actually give something back to God.
Hmm.
You know, God gives us a lot. He gives us grace, mercy, love, all these things. And there's not many opportunities that we can actually give something back. And worship is one of those things. Like we can actually give something back to God. It is what he called us to do. It is like one of the things that we actually share with the angels that we worship. So that is the biggest significance for me.
Yeah, I think that's good. Ashley Cherry said, worship is significant for me because it sets the tone for what the day brings. I don't know what to expect for my day, but the one who I worship does. Absolutely. Absolutely, Ashley. That's such a great answer.
Maybe Ashley get on that open mic.
Ashley, somebody has challenged you to the mic. Boom, boom, boom. All right. What about anybody want to answer that other question? Al, did you have anything to say about that? When I asked, does anybody have a gift or a talent or something that you've ever sat on that God sort of pushed you out to do it?
I think me growing up, like growing up in the hood. Um, I think the only things that were like noticeable as far as gifts and talents, like if you were really smart, you played football or basketball. Like
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I feel like it felt like you didn't have any talent at all. So
Mm.
as I got older and I got to know myself, I think God has just pushed me out there just in general. Like I
Yeah.
realized like I do have talents. I realized that there are a lot of things that I'm good at. When growing up, I felt like it wasn't anything. I
Mm-hmm.
was making kind of good grades, but not like I won't make an A honor roll or nobody's B honor roll. So it
Mm-hmm.
just didn't stand out. So
Yeah, just stepping out from behind the scenes and allowing God to use you. Linda Tello said he inhabits the praises of his people. Absolutely.
Come on,
I
Linda.
had to wave my hand. They said if you can't say a word, just wave your hand. Thank you, Linda. That is so true. Um Tanika or Latanya, any gift or talent that you ever just like sat on and God sort of kept speaking with you and wanted to push you out?
I'm going to say this in brevity. Yeah, speaking was a gift that I had, and I did sit on that gift.
Mhm.
And he sent many of people to tell me you need to be speaking.
Mhm.
And so it was a process, but it was important for the kingdom work. It was important because God had ordained me to be a mouthpiece in the earth. And so I could not do the work if I wasn't opening my mouth.
Mhm.
And so I see the necessity of that. And so I'm less hesitant to speak now.
That's one that a lot of people deal with, the fear of speaking. And
yes.
that really can hold people back for a very long time. But you realized through others potentially that, you were called to something more and you walked into that. Latanya, were you gonna say something?
Generally speaking, as well, I'm mostly been known as a singer, but
Mhm.
I've been stepping out more speaking with the podcast, et cetera, things like that. But
Yes.
pretty much anything that you see me doing, I'm hesitant at first. I'm a little bit I have to be reminded to be strong and courageous in the Lord, and and His ability to work through me. So anytime you see me doing anything, I'm trusting God. I'm out here trusting God.
That's right. I love
I,
it.
I definitely I definitely agree with that. Like I feel the same way. Growing up very shy, like any just being out here doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anything you want to add? Anything, Jay?
No, it was kind of a tie in. Then I saw Victor's comment, and it kind of was similar to what I was going to say. I feel like culture, society teaches us to pick that one thing, and we talk about this offline a lot. They tell us
Mm-hmm.
to pick, like we're conditioned to pick that one thing, and I think when you're gifted with so many gift skills and talents, um, it feels like a burden. So it's not necessarily you're shy or afraid to use it. You feel guilty for having multiple gifts. You're like, well, why am I so great? You gave me all these gifts, but I can only pick one. So the real I think the real when you really get there, you realize that you were gifted with so many things, not just for worship, but to draw people to
Mm-hmm.
Him.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I like about worship is all of the gifts that He gave you is not necessary,
Mm-hmm.
because all He wanted is us. All He wanted is you. So He's like, I gave you all of those things. Those were the signs and wonders for um to follow you so they could come. But all I want is you. Like, I want you to just present yourself as a living sacrifice and holy,
Mm-hmm.
and acceptable to me. I just
Mm-hmm.
want that. And I think that we spend so much time hiding who we are that it's hard to become naked for God.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Hmm.
become, unashamed and it just purely exposed because we have been labeled by those things. So I think when we talk about the challenge is just navigating through all of these gifts that He gave us that we know we're not deserving of. But at the same time, knowing that I can use all of those things to edify Him, perfect the kingdom. But when I come to Him, I take all of that away and I just give Him me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Now
like
that
we
was
have it
Amen,
in the
sir.
wrong order. You know what I mean?
Mm. Amen.
you just dropped a whole. I mean,
Yeah.
that was. I think everybody on here neck was about to fall off from shaking their head yes, and I think Tanika was about to jump through the screen. Like
See,
you
he is,
said a whole
yeah.
lot. And Nicole says, "Speak, brother, speak."
I think
And
one of the other great things that Jay said, and kind of piggyback off that, is that it's hard for people. We are conditioned to that you have to pick, but you are also conditioned that what you pick has to be something that has to be a mold for it. Like it has to look like everybody else's stuff. One
mm,
of the things like I have really enjoyed about church culture or kingdom culture, what we call kingdom culture, is that now you can represent God in different ways. Before, if you were a Christian and you wanted to represent God, it was going to be only a few ways in church. You was going to preach, you was going to sing, you was going to do something in the church. Now, like we're going to have fashion. Now you can do fashion that is like kingdom culture. Now you can be an artist in all different types of ways. You can be a speaker. You don't just have to be a preacher. It's like we have expanded so much. And I think
mhm.
the more we get out of this box, I think the better we're going to be and the more pleased God is going to be with our worship.
Yeah, yeah. I I echo what Jay said, and I put up a couple of comments because he had referenced Victor. And what Victor said was worship is a place you can be really vulnerable with God, let your guard all the way down, knowing that He is in the midst of my praise, and worship just brings such an undescribable peace. And I can echo that 100%. Like whenever there's a challenge, a situation, whatever, beginning to worship will change the atmosphere. And that's what we want to do at the end of the year here. Think about all the things that have happened in 2023 in the world and are consistently continuing to happen. If you are a person that believes this, that praise and worship just brings an indescribable peace, and you got a group of people coming together with a boldness, and a posterity about what they can bring together in community. I think about Acts in the Bible, and that collective community coming together in worship, like what can happen. what can happen here that can affect the whole entire earth? Now that's power. That's the power of collective worship. So that's what this event is about. So I love Victor. Thank you for sharing that. And he said, change the entire, yes, change the entire atmosphere. Absolutely. And I want to go back to Norris, who said, worship is his way of telling God, thank you for the many blessings he has given me, and to be a testament of his glory, grace, and mercy. We appreciate that comment as well. So it's going to be a powerful night, y'all. I don't know if y'all could tell. It is going to be a powerful night. I need you to go and register at bit.ly/gospel explosion event. It is also on Eventbrite. So if it's easier to just go over to Eventbrite, put in a gospel explosion event. It's at Life Worship Center, which is in Raleigh, North Carolina on Rock Quarry Road. I'll put up the flyer in just a second. But you can reach out to all of these people as well as the other artists who couldn't make it, and find the information, as well as following me, getting the information from me. It's everywhere, y'all. It's everywhere. So it is this Friday beginning at 6:30 p.m. You want to go ahead and get in there. We have vendors. So we're going to have a vendor market, and we're looking for them to come with specials. So they're going to have some end of the year specials for you to go ahead and do some Christmas shopping with local business owners. That's one of the ways I love to shop. As much as I love Amazon and all of that, I love to shop local. If I can support a business owner, I prefer to do that. And so we're going to have several business owners. I know there's this one young lady, she's been inboxing me since she decided to do it, because she's launching her business and this will be her first vending event. So I've been sort of guiding her through that, logo and all. Like, this is her first time, I'm not guiding her through the logo, but I'm saying she's excited about getting her logo and all. And so that excites me. I don't know about y'all, but that excites me, and I want to pour into her business. I want to pour into the other business owners, because that's what keeps them growing, local economics. And so Trively says yes to all that we said. And then Nora said, I said that because I'm a cancer survivor. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord that you are a survivor. And you can attribute that survival and also that consistent worship that you continue to do to the glory of God, that brought you grace and peace, I believe is what you said. And so thank the Lord for that. All right, Jay. Thank you, Jay. Check out Latanya Miori's new music as well. Yes, Jay will Jay
Well, I
will
wanted to
be
say
on it.
something too because
Yes,
of what you
please.
said. I think because we're talking about that we're coming to worship, but I don't want us to miss the bigger opportunity that your obedience was worship. Like,
Hmm.
you put this together out of obedience so that we could have a place to come together to worship. Meaning, if you weren't being obedient to what he told you to do, we wouldn't be in position to change the atmosphere. And I'm saying that because sometimes people don't realize your obedience is worship.
Hmm.
Before you get out there and open your mouth, before you go grab that nice mic, before you put on those fancy clothes, your obedience is your first level of worship. And I think sometimes we miss opportunities because we get that, that Saul complex where we want to give him what we think is the best. And that's why he said obedience is better than sacrifice.
Hmm.
So are we willing to just be obedient to what he told us to do, even if we can't figure that thing out, and how that will create an atmosphere for others to worship and break strongholds. So that little thing that he's telling you to do that you say that is not important, you need to do it, because you
Hmm.
don't know what that will do. And Kim, you're connecting an organizer. If you're not in position, so many other people's ministries and so many other things that people are supposed to do would not have happened. You were instrumental in Love is a Parable. You were the one who made the connections. You were the one who helped me do so many things on the front end that if you weren't obedient to what he told you to do, we couldn't be obedient to do. And that's worship. We want to
Amen.
talk about the other part, but the other part is by you being obedient, you put yourself in position to help us be in position so that we can do our worship. And that's the thing that we're called to do. So we can have that praise party. We can celebrate because we were obedient in worship. You know what I mean?
Yes. Somebody else talk. I just have to be quiet before I start crying.
I was
Somebody
about to
That's
say
else.
the same
that's
thing. I was
that's
about to
one
say
of
the same
my
thing.
favorite scriptures. You know, obedience is better than sacrifice because you know we decide what is a sacrifice, and you know Saul is a prime example of that. Like so often, like you know we decide and we try to make up in our mind and we justify things like okay, this is a sacrifice when God knows and we know that it's really not. But definitely, you know, I agree, Jay. That obedience, especially Kimberly's obedience.
Yes, and I just want to
And
say
we already
thank
knew that
you.
Kimberly was the collaboration plug anyway.
Right.
Exactly. When I need it. Oh, no, thank you, Kimberly, for your obedience because it's been an open door for me. Like Jay said, if you hadn't have been obedient, then I wouldn't have been able to go through some of my doors. So I just want to publicly thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You are welcome. Y'all stop. I'm trying to get myself together.
But Kim,
We're gonna
that's
get
the
you that
other part.
T-shirt,
But that's the other
the
part of
collaboration
worship.
plug.
That's
Say
the other part
what?
of worship too, though. If we
Yeah.
don't give you your flowers, he said that they will know who we are by how we treat one another. And if we don't show you love like in real time for what you have done for us, how will other people know? That's why so many people don't know the blessing that they are in other people's lives.
Mm,
They don't know that one song that you sung, you may have sung that have changed their lives because nobody speaks about it anymore because they talk about that's vainglorious and that's not vainglorious. We're supposed to esteem one another.
mm-hmm,
And I
Yeah.
think so
mm-hmm,
many people have it's so many people that are so gifted and talented that have low self-esteem
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
mm-hmm,
righteousness. That's the sad part. You don't believe that the
mm-hmm.
Father will perform in your life because of the insecurities that you borrowed throughout life.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Marcel made it
Y'all.
in.
Yeah.
Marcel
Marcel.
making an entrance.
Marcel Anderson is joining us. Thank you so much, y'all. Jay, Latanya, Tanika out like just for the pouring into me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I got myself together now. Thank y'all. And that's one of the reasons why and it's funny because you said it a while ago, Jay, when you were talking about how offline we talk about certain things. But when I remember being a little girl and being joyful about singing, being joyful about doing certain things, but then life, and then you begin to sort of shrink back. And the Lord began to speak to me about 2 or 3 years ago about not leaving my talents on a shelf to use my gifts and my talents. And I still struggle with that because I can sort of be shy, and I know that's a surprise to many, but God has pushed me out for a purpose, so I walk in purpose more than anything else, right? Like, but surprisingly enough, I'm kind of shy. So a lot of times when people meet me, they're very surprised by how quiet I can be sometimes, or. So anyway, I do want to do things like this, and I want other people to feel safe in a space where you have people that will love you out of the rejection, right? Love you out of the hurt and pain and all of the things that we deal with that keep us bound when God has birthed things inside of us, or God has put things inside of us that need to be birthed. And so that's what this is all about. Okay, Christopher, what's up, fam? Back at you. And then Nora says, iron sharpens iron. And so, yes, we have now to join us Marcel Anderson. Jay has put up his information where you can check him out. So, Marcel, we've been talking about worship, the significance of worship, the event. If you could share with us about Friday night, what it is that you're most excited about or looking forward to.
Um, Greetings, everyone. Sorry for my tardiness coming from another event. Thank you again, Kimberly, for allowing me to be a part of this extraordinary event, and all those who are part of your team. It's such an honor and a privilege just to join this platform with so many phenomenal guests that I won't call names because everyone on this live right now is phenomenal in their own way. Whether I know you indirectly or directly, again, it's the fact that you're a part of this cohort. It is an exciting experience just to be able to fellowship with you on this coming Friday. One is just to receive. I know I'm on the flyer to give and to share, but to be able to sit down and to receive from from the MCs, from the fashion, from the other singers, from those who may speak. Just be able to be in a space to receive from those who can pour into to me and to those who will be there. It's such a strong platform of individuals who will come in their own way and to share their gift, talents, and again just be able to pour out. So again, I'm definitely excited to be able to share songs of Zion, songs of worship, impartation, to be able to allow people to receive God. I'm just a vessel, just being used by God that they can plug into that outlet of spiritual outlet and to receive God, to get out of the way and to allow God to separate, to elevate God into another dimension. So that's
Mhm.
my ultimate goal on Friday. And again, just to support you in your endeavors.
Well, amen. Oh, Jay, come on, cohort. You are hilarious. All right. So we are so excited to have you, Marcel. Thank you for coming. I had mentioned early in the I think I got a lag slightly, but I think I'm here. I had mentioned earlier in the live that we knew that you guys had responsibilities and things, but that you may be joining. So I prepped everyone. So I want to share the flyer. Can everybody see that? Yes. Okay. Let me remove this banner here. So this is the flyer. And this is the event. So for those who are just joining or just finding out for the first time, this is the flyer. This is the event this Friday, Life Worship Center. We'll have vendors. We have Bold Faith, Bold Fashion with our fashion show with Jewel Vintage Boutique, which we mentioned earlier. We have Kim Person, Marcel Anderson, Latanya Miori as our singers, and then Word by Prophetess Tanika Martin. And then we have our host, Al the Great, and Jay Dwayne Garnett. Unfortunately, the gospel hip hop artist High Sign will not be able to make it, but we are replacing them. Well, they're irreplaceable, but for this show, we are replacing them with another artist. And I hope to be able to get that information out tomorrow. This person is multi-skilled singer, spoken word, just I don't want to tell too much. I'm going to announce that as soon as possible. And I want to thank Jay Dwayne Garnett for that referral, because whenever I found out, I just done I'm to be honest, the network and the community means so much. I did not have it in me to try to hunt somebody down to try to do a replacement. I was just going forward with who we had, what we had going on. But can I tell y'all the power of collaboration, the power of your network? When I am never weak, right? I am never weak in the sense of alone, downtrodden, whatever, because I can reach out to them and find strength, find support. And that is what I love about community. And so I reached out to my network. I reached out to Marcel. I reached out to Jay. I reached out to a few people. And then I let it go. I gave it to God. And as he always does, he showed up. And so we will no longer have High Sign, but we'll have our replacement information out tomorrow. So if you have not bought your ticket, please go ahead, buy your ticket, reach out to one of these beautiful folk, and make sure you get your code if you want to save a little money. All money goes to the nonprofit. So if you just want to pay full price, go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And then if you know someone who you know they would love to come to this event, but they just cannot afford it, and you would like to sponsor them, please reach out to me, and I will be sure that that ticket is applied to them and or someone else who cannot afford to come. Now, I'll tell you though, I'm a person who I just can't say no when it comes to that situation. So really, it will support us in our endeavors to give, because this is something that if somebody can't come because they can't afford it, I'm not going to tell them, oh, well, you just can't come anyway. So just to be transparent, it would be a donation to the nonprofit, because we're going to give regardless, right? That's what we do. All right. Any other final closing comments from any of our uh, guests on the platform here and anybody in the audience?
I think can we? So I think we've alluded to it a couple times
No
about
worries.
just the significance of just kind of holding back. God has called us to do greater works, that we
Hmm.
would do greater works that Jesus called us. Like, and that so much of culture keeps us from doing that. Whether it be fear of rejection, fear of critique, fear of embarrassment, whatever it is. At this gospel event, this holiday event, you have an opportunity to, if there's a gift that you've been sitting on, spoken word, whatever it is that you've been sitting on, you have a safe space to be able to to just bring it out. And we don't always get that opportunity of having a safe space to bring out something that God is, that has been burning inside of you, that you have been, just wanting to get out. Like, this is a safe space. And I think that has like a special significance that I think, it was worth saying again to make sure people understand you have a safe
Yeah.
space. Like, this is an opportunity to bring something out that you've been holding back, that you've been ashamed of, that you've been fearful of, whatever it is, you've been scared of culture, because all of us have been there. All of us have been in the public space. All of us, have businesses or brands. Like, we know how harsh culture can be, especially in these social media streets. Like, we know it. So this is a safe space. You have an opportunity.
Yeah. And even if you don't have a business or a brand, like, and a lot of times one of the reasons why, thank you for saying that too, Al. One of the reasons why I started, got the vision for this too, is the Lord was sharing with me there are a lot of people that in their rooms, in their private spaces, they blowing, they writing songs, they doing all these beautiful things, and nobody ever sees it. And it could be that they just don't have the resources, they don't know where to go, right? They don't know where they can share that. They may not be a part of a choir at a church, or something available at school, or just whatever. And some people develop gifts late in life, they explore that later. And so it's also an opportunity to provide an outlet for people to be able to share that as well when they don't have that resource available to them. And so one of the girls at the last one, she hadn't danced in like 15 years, but used to love to dance. And that was her opportunity to get pushed back out there to do dance. It didn't become something that she did every day or even started dancing again, but it was worship for her that night. That was a step towards her freedom. And so that's what we wanted to share with you this evening. Please go out and purchase your ticket. Um, Use one of the discount codes. Tonight's code that ends at midnight is open mic, capital O, capital M, and Mike is just MIC. That will end at midnight. After that, you can definitely reach out to one of these beautiful people and see if they'll share their code with you if you'd like to save that 50%. But that is our time. Anybody else have anything to say? Nope. All right. Well, thank you all for joining this evening. I'm representing several brands all at one time tonight. Coffee and Collaborations is representing Beauty 180 Incorporated, the Praying SheE.O tonight as we share this event. So thank you all for joining. And for all of my guests, we're going to have a ball on Friday. So anybody that's wanting to and willing to fast and pray for us and or just pray, please do so. We certainly appreciate it. And we thank God for you. So it's going to be a powerful night, and you all have a great rest of your night.
This has been a Coffee and Collaborations media production.